Hello there, and welcome. I'm Kaizen, and in today's video, I'll be giving you tips and tricks to win more games in Hypesquad. The first tip I can give you is that at the beginning of each match, you have an option of picking a weapon and two abilities. And after picking your ideal loadout, you can pick what area on the map you will want to go. And this map will tell you locations where certain items will have higher chances of spawning. This is important because there's 13 weapons, and at times you will feel the RNG even though you start off with your ideal weapon. And currently, upgrading is still very important. So maybe you might want to re-choose what weapon you start off with based on what locations have a higher increase of weapons spawning. And later in the video, I'll be going over what weapons are new player friendly. Also, the map will tell you how many people are choosing a similar location. This can let you play in two different playstyles. Hypesquad is a very snowbally kind of game, meaning that the more people you eliminate, the more high points you get, and the more high points you get, the better your gear and stat buffs in the form of augments can be. You can play a more passive approach where you're not looking actively for engagements to increase your survivability, but this means less high points. As I mentioned earlier, Hypesquad is a very snowbally game where you want the best gear as soon as possible, especially in the end zone, because they will make a big difference. The best way to attain high points is by eliminating other players that you come across, followed by capturing bases, which gives you high points over time. However, someone can come by and steal your base, therefore negating any points you could have earned over time. However, you might also get lucky with RNG by finding a lot of high points while looting. Once you have these high points, you want to go to vending machines. There are currently two types of vending machines in Hypesquad. You can find these on the mini-map. The green ones being your normal vending machines where you can upgrade your augmentators, which give you stat buffs such as HP, attack speed, damage, resistance, and so much more. And then you also have your orange vending machines that only give you legendary augmentators. These cost a lot more, but give you the best stats that you can get in the game. I'll also be going over in the video some ideal stat buffs that you might want to keep an eye out on when you're making your choice to upgrade what. Also, certain movement abilities can carry momentum and be used in the air. Wheelies, Link Cleavers, Frost Cannon, and Lacio Blades have some of the best movement options in the game. I won't cover all of them in this video just because I feel like I could spend 13 plus minutes talking about all the movement techs that you can do in this game. However, Yoichi has done an amazing job describing each weapon's movement, and you can watch it down below in the descriptions after you're done watching this video. So this next tip might sound a little bit weird, but just trust me when I say it can really help you with your reaction time and landing attacks a lot easier. You might not even notice this, but at times you might be aiming your crosshair down at the ground. This can lead to you missing at certain attacks, as well as not being able to keep up with players. This is something that I noticed when watching other skilled players in the community play, such as Godsu. Godsu is considered one of the best players in the community, and I'll link his YouTube channel down below if you want to check out more of his gameplay. He used to rock the Knuckler, which was an incredibly strong weapon, but can really be punishing because it was quite easy for you to miss your shots. I noticed that whenever he has his crosshair a little bit higher than normal, he tends to connect with his shots a lot more than other players who may miss them. And at the same time, I'm not asking you to aim your crosshair completely up at the sky, just a little bit higher than head level if possible, just so you can see your surroundings a lot better. You can also increase your field of view as well, which I suggest doing. This next tip is more of a quality of life hack, but you could change the zone's color. This would be extremely useful for everyone, especially those who may be colorblind as well. There will be times where the zone just comes out of nowhere, or even in the end zone where you don't know where the zone begins and where it ends. This will be very helpful. Just follow the directions that I'm showing on the screen if you want to change the colors of the zone to make it more noticeable for you. Solos is cool and all, but trios is a different beast. One of the best things you can do if you're not 3-stacking is to make sure that you are communicating with your teammates. Hypesquad has multiple ways for you to communicate with your teammates. Of course, you have voice chat, which you can enable in the game. Just check what settings you have it set to, as well as text chat for the people who are too shy or don't even own a mic. And of course, you can also ping certain locations and where to go, as well as give out voice commands based on what binds you have it set to. And don't forget, in trios, you can still get revive and also revive your teammate. Let people know in text chat that you can revive them or they can revive you too. And speaking of trios, having a shared storage is huge. The personal storage option was added during this update. However, the shared storage has been in the game since its very inception. You can place items for yourself here for later use or for your teammates. This can really speed up the looting process faster and even help someone who just got revived so they can get back into action with a decent loadout faster as well. I suggest in the very beginning of the game communicating with your teams what weapons and abilities you want so that if they do find one, instead of them having to run over and pick it up themselves, you can just place it in the shared storage so they can quickly upgrade their abilities and or weapons. And speaking of weapons, I suggest for new players to take DPS weapons. They're a lot easier to use than the other ones. So weapons like the Link Cleaver, Harvester, and Lacio Blades may be something that you want to try out first. The Knucklers are a good weapon too, and in the right hands could be the best weapon. However, if you're new to the game or not completely comfortable with the game's mechanics, you can miss its ultimate easily, leaving room for you to get punished. You do have 2 weapon spots, and having 2 DPS weapons could work, but having a support weapon would be nice as well. I think wheelies are the best mobility options that you can go for, and for the majority of the game, they will be quite meta. But towards the end game, you may see it's harder to get a lot of value out of wheelies versus other weapons, so just keep that in mind. The Frost Cannon is another good range weapon for its ease of use and CC potential. Also, the Vitasphere is a good support weapon too. If everyone on your team has one, then you all can just heal each other for a loss of HP. However, this requires good team coordination and communication to get the most out of it. The Combo Buster is also another good secondary weapon to have as well for its CC and knockback potential. At the end of the day, you want to try out each weapon, but having a DPS weapon paired with either a range or support weapon would be ideal as well. In trios, each weapon has its opportunity to shine. In solos, is a different story where DPS with a support/range weapon may be better. As far as abilities go, Blink and Area Heal may be ideal abilities for you to use at first. In trios, having Blink, Area Heal, Return the Base, or Return the Ally are also good options. Just keep in mind that Return the Base and Return the Ally might actually teleport you into the storm, so just be cautious of that as well. There are also gimmicky abilities such as turning into a prop or an animal to fake out your opponents. As far as augmentators, you can try a lot of different combinations. During this playtest, the devs added a number of different augmentators, one of which being defense. A lot of people are saying the defense augmentators have been overtuned, so I recommend taking one of them, preferably the one that also gives you HP on top of damage reduction as well. But at the end of the day, you still want to try out each one to see which one fits your playstyles the most. Having a mixed combination of defense with lifesteal may be ideal, such as increasing attack speed as well. It just depends on what kind of playstyle you want to go for. That's all for the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content or found anything helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. And if I miss anything, let the community know in the comments down below to see if we can help other people. But till next time, stay safe and I'll see you later.